Rich. Thank you for joining me today from lovely Lake Tahoe. You're in a different part of the country this afternoon, so I thank you for taking time out of your day to sit down and chat with us about gold and the summer doldrums that we're coming out of and moving into historically good times for gold.
Well, Charlotte, I always have time for gold. Don't worry about that, no matter where I am or what time of day. But yeah, we're at that period. Labor Day's in the rearview mirror. That's kind of the unofficial ending of summer. Autumn equinox is the official ending, and that's what 2, 3 weeks away. The summer is usually a horrible time for gold prices. Traditionally, people aren't paying attention. They check out, to some extent or another in May and June when kids get out of school and people look to family vacations, and they don't refocus until the fall. From like September to February, fantastic times for gold prices historically, not always, but it's when we tend to see the highs because there you have the wedding season where there's buying going on. You have the end of year typical holidays where people are buying jewelry. The merchants that sell that stuff are buying gold and silver and so forth now to go ahead and make all those things up and make them available for the holidays. So plus people are back to work, they're paying attention to finances, and it just tends to be a good time for gold. So we're entering into this period, coming out of a time when the dollar has been strong, yields on bonds have been strong, although they've tailed off here recently, and that's putting a lot of headwind into gold sales. And gold's really just been kind of saved, if you will, by central bank purchases. It was record purchases last year. This year, the first quarter was even better than last year's first quarter. Second and third have tailed off a bit, but the central banks still seem to be buying in general with both hands because they're worried about the geopolitical issues in a bipolar world. It's the dollar and the other guys right now is what we're seeing building up here. And I think central banks are hedging their bet. And I really think we ought to pay attention and do the same thing too, coming out of the doldrums when the prices are supported but still low.
So if you haven't bought gold yet, what are you waiting for?
That's a great question. Somebody should ask that, Shar. Oh, you just did. Yeah. I don't know what people are waiting for. I think they're waiting for more clues from the Fed. Jerome Powell is pretty clear. He's trying to be a hawk. But if you look at his comments in Wyoming, at Jackson Hole, the hawk was very dovish. If he wanted to be strong, he didn't really show it there. I think we're pausing right now. And even if he believes he's going to keep raising interest rates, I can tell you the markets clearly don't believe him right now. But when that turns, gold prices should catch full wind in their sails. And I think you already want to be owning it by then, not trying to catch up.
There you have it. What are you waiting for? If you haven't bought gold yet, Rich has some very sound points to pay attention to.